President Goodluck Jonathan urges Nigerians to return PDP to power. State PDP gubernatorial flag bearer Udomi Manuel presented with flags. House of Assembly activities in 2014 highlighted. Details of these and other stories in just a moment. Good morning and welcome to KBC 45 News at dawn. I am Miriam Ikbutu. President Goodluck Jonathan has assured Nigerians of his government's commitment to fighting corruption at all levels and that insecurity will soon be a thing of the past in Nigeria. He gave the assurance during the flag off of the People's Democratic Party presidential campaign at Tafawa Balewa Square, Lagos. President Jonathan, who apologized to federal civil servants for the delay in the payment of their December salary, said his administration has done a lot in the power sector as well as the fertilizer industry to better the lot of Nigerians, stressing that adequate measures have been put in place to move Nigeria forward. He called on Nigerians to vote for PDP in the coming general elections. While receiving the party flag from the party national chairman Alhaji Adamu Muazu, President Jonathan urged young Nigerians who have just attained the age of 18 to cast their votes wisely in order to secure their future.
I'm going to address the people who are voting for the first time. Those of you who will attain 18 years this year. That means that I'm addressing actually the age bracket of 20 down. Those of you who are voting for the first time, your decision to vote should be you vote for a Nigerian youth to be important, to be relevant in this country, or for a Nigerian youth to be treated as a nonsense person. And I believe all of you want to be relevant. The first is the issue of insecurity and whether the government is actually working hard. I'm also going to address issues of corruption and whether this administration is fighting corruption or encouraging corruption.
The Akwa Ibom State governorship candidate for the People's Democratic Party, Mr. Udomi Manuel, has been presented with the party's flag to fly during and after the campaign for 2015 elections. The presentation was performed by the PDP National Chairman Alhaji Muazu at the PDP National Campaign flag off in Lagos, in the presence of the chairman of the PDP Governors Forum, Chief Godswill Akpabio. Mr. Udomi Manuel was among other candidates presented with flags to confirm their candidacy as PDP flag bearers for next month's election.
By the grace of the Almighty God, I hereby give you the flag of the PDP, Udomi Emmanuel, to fly this in Akwa Ibom State to come back as the governor under PDP, our flag.
The state government has concluded a resource survey to identify raw materials available in the different local government areas of the state. Governor Godswill Akpabio, who stated this as a government's measures to boost commerce and industry, said his administration has been re-engineering support for the promotion of vocational skills in the state. Chief Akpabio spoke while presenting the 2015 budget proposal to the State House of Assembly. Etienne Oibaba has more.
Governor said the state government has pursued the industrialization of the state through attraction of foreign direct investment and promotion of public-private partnership, as well as developing the requisite human capital to drive the industrial and commercial activities, thus creating wealth and employment opportunities. The governor hinted that the government has also developed a working plan to guide the state industrial efforts even as it introduces a microcredit scheme for small-scale industries and small and medium-scale enterprises, adding that these will bite 11.66 billion naira of the budget.
We'll build a strong fiscal regime through the expansion of our revenue base and the elimination of wastages and leakages in the system. We'll build on the current foundation so far laid, consolidating on the gains of a world-class infrastructure already established by this administration.
On rural development, Chief Akpabio said government will consolidate on the gains already made in the sector by opening up more rural communities through the provision of basic social and economic infrastructure and proposed 3.8 billion naira for the sector. The governor maintained that it is the intention of government to sustain the tempo and level of agricultural activities currently going on in the state by using the dynamics of technology in the sector. According to him, the Integrated Farmer Scheme, Fadama 3 Program, Rice Projects, WADEP, Community Plantation Development Scheme, and the Rural Community Farm Development Scheme, among other programs of the Ministry of Agriculture, will be vigorously pursued. To make the aspiration realizable this year, the governor has proposed the sum of 5.82 billion naira. The governor emphasized the state's uncommon transformation in terms of physical development and infrastructure, which has been tremendous, but in order to actualize the dreams of consolidating, sustaining, and completing ongoing projects in the sector, government's land will be fully utilized to the benefit of the citizenry.
In the land, housing, and urban development sector, we have made provision for about 36.7 billion. Of course, this will enable us deliver dividends of democracy in that sector, rehabilitating urban renewal scheme in the state, and of course ensuring that our major towns get renewed in terms of aesthetics and looks.
Chief Akpabio explained that government will provide more basic facilities like libraries, science laboratories, instructional materials for distribution to school children in public institutions, renovation and construction of more classroom blocks, recruitment of teachers, payment of bursary and scholarship to students, and boarding facilities to ensure a controlled and disciplined learning environment. He mentioned that the 2015 budget will ensure that education thrive well and will gulp 18.03 billion naira. Etienne Ibanga reporting.
The state government has set aside the sum of 1.84 billion naira to boost the tourism sector of the economy for increased revenue generation in the state. Governor Godswill Akpabio stated this while presenting the 2015 budget proposal to the State House of Assembly for approval. The money will be for the provision of enabling environment for private ownership of over 50 standard hotels in Uyo, the state capital. Iyareno Paul provides details.
Tourism is one of the greatest revenue earners in the world today, hence the need to boost the sector. In the past years, the governor noted that the state had undertaken the expansion work at Lu Meridian Ibom Hotel and Golf Resort, construction of a multi-million naira Ibom Tropicana Entertainment Center complex, malls, dry and wet parks with a hotel and convention center. The state chief executive also mentioned sponsorship of art and culture troupes to cultural festivals like a Kemini cultural troupe in foreign countries.
It is our profound desire to alleviate poverty and backwardness, create wealth, generate employment, stimulate agriculture and industrial development, and maximize the overall well-being of the acquiring child.
On health, the governor said it has experienced an unsurpassed revolution since the advent of his administration. As such, the sum of 12.47 billion naira has been proposed to run programs in the sector. A total of 49.14 billion naira, the governor stated, will be invested in ministries of works and transport in 2015. The money is to continue in the development of works and transport sectors of the economy. On information, sports and social development, Chief Akpabio said government believes in a peaceful labor and industrial atmosphere. As such, will keep the friendly pact intact. Government, he added, will carry out tax awareness, settlement of inter- and intra-state boundary disputes for peaceful coexistence of border communities.
Education will ensure that we spend about 18.3 billion to assist our children. The free and compulsory education must continue. We build on educational infrastructure, and of course, we are delighted that the President has approved a new federal polytechnic for Akwa Ibom State, which is now an addition, and we build on that.
Governor Akpabio also said that sporting activities will take a new dimension, especially as the Olympic-sized stadium is on ground, and that promotion, development, and protection of women, children, and the elderly persons will be paramount in 2015. Eyageno report.
We'll take a short break now. When we come back, more news. Do stay with us. So good to have you back. From inception, the Fifth Assembly of the State House of Assembly made it clear that the people shall form the center on which most of its actions will revolve. The mission was to add quality and value to the lives of the people of Akwa Ibom State through making laws that will promote and secure the overall well-being of their constituents. In this special report, Anthony Etum takes a look at the achievements of the Fifth Assembly in the past 12 months.
There could be no meaningful development in a society like ours if there was no transcendent relationship between the three arms of government. Such a relationship has been the basis for the ongoing transformation of the state from its former position of pedestrian to that of this nation. The Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly has proved to be the incubator of this development, which attracted the Ugandan Parliament to visit the state in January 2014. The aim of the legislators was to change ideas on parliamentary procedures for the overall well-being of the constituents. In 2014, under review, the Fifth Assembly was able to pass 6 laws and 3 resolutions, which began with the passage of 2014 Appropriation Bill on February 27, 2014. In March of the same year, the Ethical and Attitudinal Reorientation Commission law was amended to positively change the attitude and mindset of the people towards a better tomorrow, and to strengthen the Commission's capacity to live up to its constitutional responsibilities of sensitizing the people on the need to pursue and embrace education, self-development, and avoid vacations and engagements that are derogatory to self-confidence in industry. The month of May was very eventful and fruitful for the State House of Assembly. The Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Elder Samuel Ekon, was elected Chairman of the Conference of Speakers in Nigeria, a position he has worked in collaboration with other speakers to fight for the financial autonomy of the legislature and the respect for the rule of law. Still, in May 2014, the pension law for governors and deputy governors was passed, and the Local Government Administration Law 2007 was also amended to reposition the local government administration for effective and purposeful functioning. In May 2014, a resolution was passed calling on security operatives to redouble efforts to check cases of child theft and abduction in the state. When the House resumed from the 2014 legislative year recess, the nation was greeted with the news of Ebola disease, and in order to shield the state from possible infection, the State House of Assembly swung into action by passing into law an executive bill which called for the control of spread of infectious diseases. In October 2014, a resolution was passed calling for more security presence along Akwa Ibom waterways to stem the tide of sea pirates within the state waters. The year was rounded off on December 30, 2014, when the House played host to the Governor, Chief Godswill Akpabio, while presenting the 2015 appropriation estimates. Nothing was assuring than the words of the Speaker, Elder Samuel Ekon, when he promised that the State House of Assembly will continue to give the necessary legislative support to the executive within the remaining 22 weeks for the people of the state to enjoy more dividends of democracy and good governance.
Your Excellency, I wish to appeal, however, that proper sensitization of our stakeholders to raise their consciousness on the need to allow legislation to grow and mature by reducing the high turnover rate is necessary. The legislature should be excused from strict zone limitations, which continue to enjoy the stability, growth, and efficiency of the legislative arm of government in our country. Your Excellency, posterity will remember you in good light because you have served the state well. Whereas you still have 5 months in office, for the benefit of this event, let me congratulate you for a job well done and wish you well in the red chambers of the Senate, where fortunately I will be coming from the green chambers to pay homage on a daily basis.
Anthony Etam reporting.
The Akwa Ibom State Chapter of Persons Living with Disability has hosted her members to a get-together. The gathering, which was the first since the inception of the organization, had in attendance a chapter chairman and founding fathers. The story is read in our studios.
Welcoming the members, the state chairman of the body, Deaconess Offiong Edith Bassi, appreciated members for their support for sustaining the ideals of John Apo in the state. Deaconess Bassi thanked God for keeping members alive and Governor Godswill Akpabio for his support to the association, as well as living with disabilities. She thanked the Commissioner for Women Affairs, Dr. Glory Edith, for always leaving her door open to them. Deaconess Bassi enumerated her achievements over the years to include the donation of 5,000 copies of customized exercise books, visits to those in worse situation, among others.
We also went to Oron to visit somebody who cannot even move from one place to another, only from the help of the wife, and he is living in a ravine. So that is the little that we can do. We are still hoping to go and see other people at some other local governments. So we believe, like our preacher has said today, that this good news shall not stop. We should continue. And in 2015 we are going to do more.
Solidarity messages were presented by members of the association, including the Power Chairman, now a director in the State Civil Service, Dr. Okun Tom, immediate past chairman of Jonapo, Mr. Ubong Udo.
I thank God when we started, it was not like this. Today is better.
My predecessor
High point of the celebration was the presentation of bags of rice to members and prayers for the association, state and nation.
The State Police Command has found an unidentified female corpse at a scene of accident along Ring Road 3, Uyo by New Stadium. The victim is believed to have returned from Afara Market with some food items in a polythene bag and was heading towards the Doro Road on Tuesday, January 6, 2015. The police statement signed by the police public relations officer, Mr. Etam Dixon, advised members of the public whose relative is missing to report to the Divisional Police Officer, C Division, at Kaitin Wood for identification of the corpse to aid the police in its investigation. The Deputy Governor, Lady Valerie Bay, has condoled with the proprietor of the Sun Center, Uyo, Mrs. Mary Womana, on the demise of her father, late Chief Udofia Obod of Ukat Aran, in Surbium local government area. Lady Bay, who was accompanied by senior staff of her office on the condolence visit, shared the parents of the loss with Mrs. Humanity at Highway Housing Estate Residence, Uyo. Idebe expressed concern the former chairman of the State Board of Hotels and Tourism, Obon Mary Manete, and her husband, the former Accountant General of the state, Obon Manete Udo, with words from the scriptures. The deputy governor urged them to see Chief Ubod's demise as God's plans, since they will meet in eternity.
And I know how close you are to you. I know you have really been a legend in your life, because we all know what your father is to us. He is, I know he was a chief advisor. He was somebody that you can always say, let me go on vacation and see my life. He is your confidence, the person that you can always seek opinion, and whose opinion is always very genuine.
Responding, Obon Mary Manete said she was grateful to God for the life her father lived, adding that he was a good man in his family and the Okadoran community. Mrs. Umanete said though he died at an old age, which calls for celebration, she greatly missed him. She thanked the deputy governor for the visit and for identifying with the family in their time of grief.
As sweet father, I wish there was no death. I would have preferred him to be alive forever, because all of us who love the dear ones wouldn't want to miss them. So, and my dad was a philanthropist. My dad was good to the community. And the community will miss him as much as I do. And so, I know that God has made it possible for me to be alive, to bury him, and also to celebrate, his life, because my father was not a young man. So I will not mourn like I'm missing a baby. I'm only mourning like I'm missing a real great father.
Her husband, Obon Mane Tudo, said the family has missed a great friend and a great advisor. Obon Manete thanked God for the good health enjoyed by his father-in-law while alive.
89 years old, that means he was an old tree, very strong, very dependent, lovable. He was that man that each time I'm going to speak to him, he knows more about politics.
You can also watch AKBC TV News online by logging on to akbconline.org or follow us on Twitter at AKBC45VU, on Facebook at AKBC Channel 45. That's a package this morning, but just before we're going to look at the top stories. President Goodluck Jonathan has urged Nigerians to return the People's Democratic Party to power in next month's elections. He was speaking in Lagos during the flag-off of the party's presidential campaigns. Activities of the 5th House of Assembly in 2014 highlighted. That's a package. We thank you so much for joining us. Have a pleasant day ahead. Good morning.